Hello, my friends. Brian King here. Feeling lousy today, but still in the game. That's one of the beauties of technology, is that no matter how you're feeling, all you need to do is open up an app and you can speak to people all over the world. I love this stuff. I want to share a strategy with you that is very, very powerful. I know I say that a lot, but this one is particularly powerful, especially in its simplicity. I used it last week when I was taking my boys to the swimming pool. Something I've been promising them. It's not always easy with my roundabout schedule. Well, my older boy Zach wasn't feeling good that morning. He had a headache, which is very rare for him, but he said that he still wanted to go with us to the pool. Well, we were about halfway there when he grabbed my little plastic garbage bag that I keep in the car, thank God, and proceeded to puke his guts out. So needless to say, we turned around and started heading back home. Vomiting profusely is a deal breaker for family outings. And I knew that his brothers were really looking forward to it. Of course, there's Penny freaking out, like she usually does. And I knew his brothers were really looking forward to it, and I wanted to help reframe the situation. So instead of them feeling very down and upset and angry or whatever, I wanted to find the positive in the situation. So my go-to strategy for moments like that is to ask a very straightforward question. And the question is, what's good about this? Because what that question does is it requires you to think of what the opportunities are. What are the lessons? As opposed to that, man, why does this always happen? Why did you have to get sick? Or anything that ends up giving you, by default, a negative answer. I want to try and spin it as much as possible. And fortunately, the kids responded well to that. They jumped right in. At least, well, what's good about this? Well, at least he didn't throw up in the pool. What's good about this is he was with us when he got sick, as opposed to by himself. What's good about this? I had a plastic bag in the car, as opposed to him puking all over himself or all over the floor. So there are a lot of wonderful answers that you can come up with in response to that. Another thing to think about is another issue in your life. I'll do a little disclosure. In my case, for those of you who are familiar with me, I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, type 3, which makes my joints very, very loose, prone to partial dislocation. I'm very, very clumsy. I'm very easily fatigued. I spent all day yesterday in bed. Well, in the past 3 or 4 weeks, I have felt a real noticeable decline in my condition. And I know that it's going to be progressing. It's going to get worse. And someday I'll be getting around exclusively in a wheelchair. That's just the reality of it. Well, what's been happening is I'm having increased neck instability. The joints in my neck are becoming looser. And when your skull doesn't sit on your spine right, that causes all kinds of problems. I've been having increased dizzy spells. It's very hard for me to stand without being dizzy. It's hard for me to move my head without getting dizzy. It's been a real nightmare in many respects. And it's been really getting to me. It's making it hard for me to get around. It's really impacting my independence. So I had to ask myself the question, what's good about this? And what's good about this is I have people in my personal network that are farther down the road with this than I am and are really in tune with the resources that I need in order to manage these changes. So I reached out to them. They were able to put me at ease. They were able to help me realize that I'm not alone in this, that other people are living with it at this level of severity, still living full lives. And today I had some what's good about this is I called my insurance company, and the lady I was connected with was very, very helpful, not giving me the runaround. And the neurologist that I need to see for some additional assessments to just see exactly what's going on is fortunately in network. Hallelujah. Okay, because we know how many problems that can cause. So even though I'm feeling lousy and things are getting worse, there are some silver linings to this. And also another thing that's good about this is my family is weathering the storm with me. Some days better than others. Some days I'm easier to deal with than others. But they've got my back. They're going with the flow. They're supporting and adjusting with me. So yeah, life is getting more difficult. I'm having to be more resourceful. But I continue to ask myself that question to remind myself that I have many, many blessings around me, regardless of how many times I feel kicked in the gut by this. So it's a simple question that can go a real long way. So I encourage you to begin using it, no matter how small or how big the difficulty may seem. Please remember to ask yourself the question, what's good about this? So you always find the blessings, no matter how dark it may seem. This is Brian King. If this has been helpful for you, or if you feel there's anybody else that can benefit from it, feel free to share away. Talk to you again soon.